Hi everyone. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Arda, and I'm an 11th grader in this school, and I'm really excited and grateful to be able to make this speech. So as it was announced, today I will be talking about how we're so similar when we try. So to start with, we are all different from each other because we have different personalities, and we have different ideas, hobbies, and habits. And we also have different families and different environment. So it is inevitable that we all have a unique way of seeing the world. And in general, we can conclude that we all have different lives. And throughout our lives, even though we might feel insecure or discriminated because of our differences, we have always been told that our differences are what makes us special, worthy, or even beautiful. And in order to succeed or even be recognized in society, it is expected that we should be totally unique and have competitive and different skills. But tell me, does this mindset really help us, or does it just do anything rather than put pressure on us? And this causes us to have the sense of requirement to always be different from everyone else in whatever we do. And this puts a distance between us, other people, and also our true selves. So instead of letting this mindset to put a distance between us and other people, why don't we ever think about how our similarities can also be spotlighted, how important they could be in our lives? So we can say that why are we talking about this very specific topic? Like, did it come out of nowhere? Well, it kind of did. I was in my bed trying to sleep, and this takes longer than usual sometimes, and when it does, my brain makes me remember a very traumatic or embarrassing memory from the last 5 years. But this time, surprisingly, I happened to think about the whole plot of my speech, about why we never take our similarities into consideration. And I believe that when we try to do something, we really are alike. You can ask, how are we similar when we try? But just think about it. It can be a very specific or a very general example. For example, as students, it can be something related to our academic lives, about how we study for exams. I can assure you that the majority of us study for the exams the night before. And doesn't it work? Well, it's a very stressful experience, as you all know, and sometimes we might feel like we're going to fail. But it is how we cope with getting the pressure of the exams, and we keep repeating it. Or when we try to go on a new routine, like a diet, we always aim to start on Monday, on the new week, thinking that we will be able to pursue it better. And when we try to learn a new language, the first thing that we do, download Duolingo, and after not magically learning the language after a week or two, we tend to give up. I mean, we could derive a lot of examples in which we see that we are so similar to each other, but the point I'm trying to make is that when we try to do anything, our steps and procedures are so similar to each other. And that's why we should be taking our similarities into consideration. And this brings me to what I intend to say, that we're all the same when we try. I believe that embracing this mindset into our lives have a lot of benefits, and I wanted to categorize it into two parts: the individual side and the societal side of this mindset. So when you think about it, in whatever we do and we try, we tend to compare ourselves to other people. And other people's performances often makes us anxious because we think that they are doing better than us. But this is just an assumption. Our minds, despite not knowing that they are in fact doing better than us, our minds tell us that in fact they do. And you can as well just give up if you cannot catch up to their standards. But our minds are not really our greatest friends. They sometimes gaslight us. And this makes us think that we are not worthy, special, or talented when we see people who we think are much more successful than us. And in contrast, when we see people who we think are less successful, we tend to gain a fake sense of motivation. So in order to better evaluate this occasion by using my great artistic skills, I created Spark. So this is Spark saying hi, and Spark is really interested in playing the piano. And in order to improve themselves, they go to a piano course. And after some time of attending the course, they really improve themselves and get praised by their teacher. And they also know how hard it was to learn and understand to play the piano, so they feel even more accomplished. But there is just one tiny problem with this: other people on the course. Spark sees a girl who they think is very talented because she plays the piano like her relatives do, and she plays really hard compositions. And Spark asks themselves, why am I not as talented as her? Because we're going to the same course and I'm really trying so hard. Why am I not as good as her? So this makes Spark feel less talented, and they don't really think as accomplished as they felt before. And on the other hand, Spark meets another person, that is a boy this time, and Spark believes that the boy is struggling to play some piano tracks that Spark can easily pull off. So seeing this boy struggling, Spark gains a fake sense of security that they're at least somewhat better than some people in playing the piano. But this is really an unhealthy perspective to look at the world and other people. So what if Spark had the mindset that we have been talking about? What if he had the awareness that we really go through similar experiences and emotions when we try? So to start with, when Spark now sees that girl, they don't really feel insecure about themselves anymore, because they know how hard it was to learn to play the piano. So they assume that the girl must have gone through similar hard work and ambitious steps, and they also had a lot of difficulties in learning it. And more importantly, as Spark knows how hard it is to see people better than them, they assume that the girl must have seen a lot of people during her progress who were better than her. So they finally can empathize with the girl, and instead of feeling insecure about themselves, they can congratulate her ambition on her work and be inspired by it. And on the other hand, when Spark sees that boy, as they now have the consciousness that other people go through the sense of failure when they see people better than them, they now understand what the boy might be feeling like seeing other people on the course. So instead of gaining this fake sense of security, they hope for the boy to improve themselves and move forward in the future. So now Spark has the awareness that we really are the same and we try, and Spark understands that we can have a much healthier perspective with this ideology. So aren't we all Spark in some times of our lives? Don't we also feel insecure, confused, or even too distant from people, including ourselves? Well, we certainly do, and during those times, we really are going through similar experiences and emotions, and our emotions are completely valid. But if we try to sincerely embrace this mindset, we can finally understand ourselves and other people better, and we can know that despite of the consequences, every step we take is worthy. So, to wrap up my points, with this mindset, we are aiming to be more self-aware and appreciative, and we are also aiming to have less conflict in understanding people and be a part of our community, as we will be understanding people better as we will be relating to them. And we will have a much healthier perspective in our community, which will ease the process of adapting to our society. And the third one is the societal side that I mentioned about. We are aiming to prefer a more positive outlook on the future and contribute to the world together. Well, if we understand how similar we are in solving our daily problems, we can carry this energy to our global problems. And as a society, if we understand how strong and prominent the word trying is, and how it's something that bounds us, we can finally have a stronger and clearer approach to the global problems. And I can assure you that if we have this mindset, I think we will be surviving until 2050s and finally get a new Rihanna album or Turkey attending Eurovision again. And the fourth and most important one of the benefits is that we're going to slay as always. I think you know what I mean. So I want to end my speech with a very touching and aesthetic quote that fits into my topic by Tom Robbins. He says, "Our similarities bring us to a common ground, and our differences allow us to be fascinated by each other." Thank you so much for listening to me.